Good morning, everyone. I am Naomi Garcia. I am the maker here at EJ's Fun Crafting. The other way, EJ's Fun Crafting. And today I have a special guest. We are here with Melanie Ferguson from Southern Crush at Home. Tell us about Melanie Ferguson and about Southern Crush at Home.
Yay! Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, sweet Naomi, for having me and as your guest. And just this time is so sweet and special that we get to chit chat and share with others the joy of what it is that we do and the possibilities and hopes and dreams, of course, that we all have. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me. But like Naomi said, yes, my name is Melanie Ferguson. I run the blog Southern Crush at Home.com. You know, nobody ever knows, like, is it people just have all sorts of different things. And we did meet on a, I think they called it a conference or something, for jump rope. And that was super fun. And that's a great way to meet people, guys, is just say yes. If you're ever asked to do something, just say yes. But just to answer your question really briefly, my blog, Southern Crush at Home, started back 5 years ago when I had a brick and mortar. So I had 25 years of real estate experience, and we bought a historical building in our downtown small town, and we were going to do our real estate out of it. And we were like, wow, this is huge. It was like 3,000 square feet. We were like, we don't need all this space just to do real estate. We can do that out of the trunk of our car. And so we were like, well, and that was about when Chip and Joanna Gaines was getting popular. And so we were like, we could sell some farmhouse stuff, right? Let's just have a little storefront, and we will make it like we sell homes and the things that go in them, right?
Clever.
Yes. So it was so much fun. We had a blast. One day we were on vacation and our storefront flooded, like literally flooded. It was swimming in water. So we had an offer from someone to purchase the building, and we took it. We didn't have to fix or clean anything. And what was salvageable, we took home. And we decided we were going to sell online from home. And that's how Southern Crush, the store, became Southern Crush at Home. And I didn't have a blog at the time. I had a Facebook page. And, I quickly learned that with what we were selling, which were like one-of-a-kind antique pieces, it was just really hard with shipping. And, things were insured, but it was still really, really not as streamlined as I wanted my business to be. So we pivoted from selling goods to selling digitally. And that's when the blog came into play. And now I have a podcast, a VIP group, a business coaching group, all the things that you guys know that are super fun to have online. And that has single-handedly replaced a lot of my real estate income as well. So
what's your goal for Southern Crush at Home?
I see it morphing into, well, first of all, I can never take credit for this. This is totally a God thing, but I have this event that I have every single quarter, and it's called the Southern Crush Craftathon. And yes, Naomi knows. She's been a presenter and a sponsor several times, and we are so, so grateful to have her and all of our presenters in that event. So this is an online event unlike any other. And basically, it's where we have 54 creatives that come together and share a 20-minute project with the public. They are back to back to back to back to back, right? And it is for a full Saturday and a half a Sunday. And I do this every single quarter. And this is evolved into something bigger than I could ever imagine. In fact, now for the fall one that's coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend, we are actually going to have our very first beneficiary for the event. So a portion of the proceeds of the event are going towards the homebound. So I wrote a post over on the blog. If you go check it out, it's southernCrushAtHome.com. You will see it's called Heart for the Homebound. And it is just a mission to help those who not only have been made to stay home because of maybe illness or COVID or something of that nature, but the elderly,
Mhm.
And so this is getting crafting supplies into the hands of those who cannot get out and get them themselves. So I'm excited. That's like a vision and a goal for Southern Crush.
That's a wonderful cause too, because we don't want to forget people. We don't want to forget, and we don't want to. It elderly people feel so special and so loved when we include them in things because they often feel forgotten. And so I think that's a wonderful thing that we're doing there, Melanie. And I appreciate that.
Yes, I love it. There are so many worthy causes out there, and it's difficult sometimes to pick because some are just more obvious, right?
Right,
Like
right.
starving children and people with cancer, and there's just so many worthy causes. But what happened was I started listening to my audience, and a lot of my audience are 65 plus. And while 65 is not very old, but they're 65 plus, and I think most of them are in their 70s and 80s. And so a lot of them, when I would do a craft, they would mention that they couldn't get out or they weren't able to find those supplies because they aren't online and available to them. So it really made me hyper aware of a need that was not very fulfilled. And so I'm excited to be able to bring these supplies to people who need them. So
Awesome. You mentioned something really cool right now. You said you listen to your audience. And I have seen just in these few months when you listening to your audience and doing research on you, not that I'm stalking you, but that listening to your audience has brought you to where you are today. And so what are your words of inspiration and words of wisdom to crafters, people who are trying to make it they're crafting or they're blogging as a business, as a source of income, maybe.
So, how to um, grow, how to start, how to capitalize,
How about how to start? Let's just simple. What's the
okay, how to sell your crafts online, which is funny that you mentioned that because I have given this talk before at Penner's Conference, and I will be presenting again at Penner's Conference this year in Dallas or Fort Worth, I guess is where it's going to be. So I'm excited, but we're going to talk all about how to sell crafts online. First of all, you definitely want to have a platform that you want to work from. And for a lot of us, in fact, I think this is streaming right now in a Facebook group. So a lot of us, that platform looks like Facebook. I would
Mhm.
highly recommend that even if you have a group, that you also have a page, because a page is where Facebook will actually consider you legitimate. And a page is like your business card. A page is the only place on Facebook that you can actually run ads for your business should you decide to do that down the road. So a page is really crucial. It doesn't mean that's where you have to spend all of your time is on a page, but you definitely want to have that presence on Facebook as a page. And then you can spin off into having a group as well.
Yep.
I just finished reading Facebook's content viewers report. They just started a new report that they are coming out with, I think, every quarter. And it was very telling. It talked about where most of the content on Facebook is being seen, and a lot of that was in groups. So I definitely see a value in having your groups. And that can be where you build that community and you start showing them what you're making, show them behind the scenes, and then get them all pumped up for when you actually are ready to reveal something for sale, or you want to do an actual live sale or an auction type event. But definitely you want to have a platform.
That
And
is
then you
awesome.
have to have a way to take money. So,
Hmm.
uh, if you're just on Facebook, you also need a PayPal or Stripe or Shopify or Etsy or somewhere else that you can collect the money. Okay. I personally use PayPal and Stripe and
Hmm.
Shopify and Etsy. Because I'm
Oh,
just covering all my bases, but they all serve different purposes. But you can get away with just PayPal. There's this magical little thing over on PayPal, and a lot of your audience will be very familiar with PayPal. It's called PayPal.me, M-E.
mhm.
And when you set that up, you just go through the steps. They will be able to help you. You can add any price point you want to anything. So you don't actually put a product over there. It's just paypal.me/ and for me, it was Southern Crush at Home / actually, it was just Southern Crush at the time / and then the price. And then I could take that URL and put it with anything I wanted to sell. And that would be the price point. And then I would collect the money. It's super easy.
I knew it. I knew you had words of wisdom for us. I knew it. But here's the thing. I mean, you gave that to us free, of course. And this is not a selling interview. It's not. But if people want to really get down to the nitty gritty, get that knowledge that you have, learn from you, get that push, where can they go? To your
Okay.
PayPal. Where should they PayPal you?
Oh, no. So I have a free group and I have a paid private group. And the difference is the free group, it's called Creatives on Fire Community. Okay. This is my larger free group. It is in congruent with my podcast, which is Creatives on Fire podcast. And that is where I give you updates. You can find out information. You can meet other creatives. It's kind of a just a community, for lack of a better word. And then Insiders is my paid group where we actually get together every single week and we strategize and we collaborate and we meet other people moving forward in their creative businesses together. So it is an amazing place to plug in. If you don't have anywhere, I would definitely encourage you to seek out somewhere that you can meet with others that are like-minded every single week.
That's awesome. And so one thing that you can do, Melanie mentioned her podcast. Subscribe to her podcast. It's on Apple. It's also on Spotify. I think I subscribe to both just to have my bases covered. And she's interviewing and getting these nuggets from people that other creatives, like she said, that are on fire. And the inspiration is there. Launch Your Box, Amy Sadler, all these different ones. And I can't even keep them straight in my head. But 20 minutes and you've gained so much. 20 minutes is such an inspiration for my day, for my week. And I really appreciate that.
I do try to keep them short. Those are all interviews. Most of those interviews so far are with people who have 6-figure followings, meaning they have 100,000 followers or greater on any one single platform. And so they are full of experience and knowledge and wisdom. And yeah, there are some big people in there that are awesome to follow. And I love getting to meet them and hear their stories. And you will too. So it's short, it's sweet. That is at southerncrushathome.com/podcast. Or you can just type in creativesonfirepodcast.com.
Where can we find you and how can we support you?
Southern Crush at Home.
Any kind of support is appreciated. And I appreciate you, Melanie, and the community appreciates you. Thank you so much for coming with us today. And I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Naomi, for having me. I'm super excited. I hope to see some of you over in the free group.
Yes.